Hi everyone. So today we are going to discuss about manage remit orders in phase and accounts receivable model. So why should we require remit orders functionality in accounts receivable model? So that is the functionality in a receivable model. So this remit address is required in the three different ways where you can use it for receivables. So one is print remit to address, print home country and a default country. So ideally, this remit to address will recognize. So what is the significance of this functionality in accounts receivable is that, so where exactly the customer has to send a customer payments for open accounts receivable application. So that is the main purpose. We can use this functionality. So as I mentioned here, there are three different ways we can configure for the three different kind of requirements. So print remit to address. Enable this option, print remit address on your customer statements. And the second is print home country. So which country we are going to use as a remit address for the customer point of view, that we can enable it. And default country. So default country, when you create invoices, the system automatically print the remit address on your invoice. So that we can set as your default country as well as. So let's get into application to see that where exactly it is configured and how to do that. So this is the page where we can talk about customer billings. So now let me go back to the functionality where it is lying. So this is ideally like a functionality. Let me go back to here. Let me come back to from setup and maintenance to look at that. Go to setup and maintenance. Financials area and functional area we can see customer billing. Here I can notice that remit to address. Click on manage remit to address. So this is the page where it will be holding all the remit addresses of your client at the global level. So at what level, or me to say which country the business is running by your client. Based on that, at the time of during implementation, they would provide appropriate countries and the state, postal codes, everything. It's a one-time setup while do implementation. And also, whenever you wanted to add any further remit addresses based on your business expanding in the future, based on that, we can add over here. So now, if you go to click on list of values, click on search, you can give the code as a country code is US. So you can see that there are multiple countries are available in this vision instances. Okay, but I want to see only specific US country, how many states or how many addresses are we configured. Search, select, click on OK and search. See, under the US country, there are multiple locations they already enable this remit addresses. So this will be identify of the customers where those customers are located. Ideally, you can see the site number address ending with the this particular pin code as a postal code. Based on that reason, when we print the invoices or when you do create invoices against your customers based on the postal code, this particular remit address will get print on the invoices. So that is ideally the scenarios can be used for our functionalities. So let's get into, or so I would say another way, let's duplicate this instance to look at one of the sample invoices to understand how this would be performing. Let's go to, let's query one of the invoice which is already been created, manage transactions, and Date would be, you can give between and search with the open dated. So last 1 year to current year. 18. Search. Let's see, is there any invoices got created during this period, date range, and we'll see that like one of the sample invoice. Yeah, there are multiple invoices are getting created over here. Let's look out for this transaction number 10001. Click on that on the hyperlink, and here you can see action. Okay, this is incomplete state. Let's try to complete this invoice to see the invoice image. It is taking some time. Yeah, it's been completed now. So let's cancel it here and query the same invoice once again from the front end to look at the invoice image copy. What is the transaction number is 10001. Click on search. So now we can notice that there is a tab called view image. If you go and click on view image, it will display the entire invoice copy of the our inputs what we have given over here. It will take a while to display invoice image. Yeah, the invoice is ready now. So now you notice here, this is the your company logo, ideally your business logo and address and invoice number and bill to ship to. This is generally like it is generated through intercompany transaction type, so that like we can see all the details as well as can see here all the things. So here notice it here, send payments to. This is the one, London, and then like London, and United Kingdom, so on so, right? So where should we can see this particular address? How the invoice got print this invoice here? So what is the setup for that? That's what we discussed as a remit to address. If you go back to here, if you search with the United Kingdom, can blank search here to see that. Let's look at for what is the country name that is here. Yeah, let me see that. Okay, let me go back to invoice image. United Kingdom only, but let's see. United Kingdom, United. Search the United. Here you can see the code is GB, select, and then search. So notice here under the UK country, there are three locations are there. Okay, three locations. So one is this one, and the second one, and this is third one. But if you see here, the first one, which got created under this particular ones, you can see this is the one. Based on the customer location, like the postal code, the system would identify and then allocated this particular location to this particular address. So this is how we can use remit to address. Now the customer would look at this particular address where send payment to address and then send the check or amount accordingly. So this is how we can understand remit to address functionality in Phase and Accounts Receivable application. Yeah. Thanks for watching my video. Please do subscribe and share and like. Thank you.